Hello everybody, this is going to be a how-to video on APA, in particular how to set up your Microsoft Word document to meet APA formatting guidelines. I've received some feedback from students saying that although they're feeling better about citations, they're still having trouble setting up a running head, an abstract page, things like that. So this video is to help you with that, and you should be able to see my cursor moving around, so you will be able to see exactly what buttons to click to create your own document. So let's get started. I'm in Microsoft Word. I've just opened it for the first time. So what happens is I get the factory settings, and the factory settings are not APA settings. So I'm going to have to make some changes, and this is very important that you make these changes before you type anything, okay? Because you don't want to start typing and then have to highlight, go back and edit. That's when we get paragraphing problems, font problems, all these kinds of things. So let's make the changes before we get started. First of all is the font. I see it's Calibri body. That's not one of my options. I'm allowed to use either Arial or Times New Roman. So I'm just going to pick Arial, no big deal. Also the number, I can only use size 12. It doesn't matter if it's Arial or Times New Roman, but it needs to be size 12. This is the same rule for MLA. Then I need to check my margins. So I'm going to go to Page Layout, Margins, and they should be 1 inch all around, which is normal. It is, so I'm good. But now I need to check my paragraph. So I'm going to come down here to Paragraph, and you see a little arrow right here in the corner. I click that, and I want to look at my spacing. And you see here, I'm not in the correct spacing. MLA and APA both want double spacing, and they do not want to have any extra spaces after the lines. So I'm going to change that to 0, 0, and double, and I'm good to go. So before I've done anything else, I've corrected that format. Next, I want to go in and put in my running head. So I'm going to go to Insert, and I want to add a page number to the top of my page. So click Page Number, top of page, and the page number is usually the third at the bottom. So the third option. I'll call you back. Sorry about the interruption. So you see that I have my running head here. You see a page number. If you remember, APA says that the running head on the first page has to be different than the running head on every other page, right? It actually has the words running head. So we need to click this box right here. Different first page. You need to click that. Now when you do, the number is going to disappear. Don't worry, it's easy. You just go back and hit Page Number and top of page, and it's the third option, and you get your page number again. Now we need to add the running head. So type in the words running head. You'll notice that the R is the only thing that's capitalized. Everything else is lowercase. And then you have a colon. After the colon, you're supposed to include the title of your essay, but it's supposed to be in all caps. Now, as of right now, you don't know your title. That's okay. Put title of essay here. Just leave a little memo to yourself, reminding yourself that you're supposed to put something there. Hit the tab button twice, tab, tab, and it's going to be pushed to the correct place. We need to now check our font. Highlight the whole line and look at your font. Yeah, it's not right. So we need to go back to Arial, size 12, and I'm just want to check my margin. Yeah, my margin's good. I want to check my spacing. Oh, no, it's got to be double. Okay, now it matches the rest of my essay. This is very important. You have to make sure that your running head matches the rest of your essay. Okay, to get out of the header, you have two options. You can click the red X, or you can double click inside the body. So either way is fine with me. Now we're going to do our cover sheet. Hit enter like 3 or 4 times. Center it. And we need to put the title of our essay. Once again, we don't know the title right now. So Just the same rules apply here in MLA and in APA. The first word and the last word, sorry, are capitalized. The important words in the middle are capitalized. But you notice that little words like of, in, on, and the are not capitalized. So this is not all caps, okay? It's the basic standard rules for capitalization. Now, if you have a subtitle, you have the same rules, right? The first word, the last word, things like that, okay? It is not underlined. It is not italicized, unless, of course, there's a title of something inside your title, all right? Otherwise, it's just the basic font. Next comes your name. I think next should be your class, whatever it is, if it's 1301, 1302. And I think you should put the section number. I would probably put the semester. It's very fun to go back and look at writings that you did in the past. And so if you find this essay 2 years from now, you'll see what you wrote, you know, in the spring of 2013, which is really an interesting way to look back on yourself as a writer and as a student. You should put the name of the university. Please spell it out completely. Don't just put Tammy U. If you transfer to another university, they're not going to know what that means, okay? So you need to do that. APA does allow you to leave a dedication or to leave a in memory of at the bottom, like a special note. It's not required, okay? But let's say that someone in your family, God forbid, someone in your family passed away because of diabetes, and you're writing a research paper about diabetes, and it's because, or you're dedicating it to the memory of the person that you lost, then that makes perfect sense. You would want to leave a dedication or an in memory of, okay? But if you're writing a research paper about bubblegum, okay, you don't want to leave it in memory of all the fallen soldiers, okay? Those two things have nothing to do with each other. So make sure it's contextual, okay, that the dedication matches the context of the essay. All right, from here, our cover page is done. All right, so we're not going to do anything else. Do not hit enter, 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 enter. Okay, if you do that, you're going to have a lot of spacing problems later. What you need to do is hit insert, page break. Completely break the page. That way, if you add more to the cover page for some reason, page 2 will never be affected, okay, because you've created a break. Now, page 2 is where the abstract is supposed to start. And if you look, our running head is not ready. Because remember, we clicked that little box that says different first page. So now we have to go in and make the running head for the rest of the essay. So double click on the 2 and type in the title of your essay. Basically, this. For the rest of the essay, all you need in the running head is literally the title. The only thing you don't need are the words running head. So here on page 2, right before the 2, type in the title of your essay. I think I copied it, so let me see if I can paste it. Yeah. After you do that, hit the tab button twice. Now we need to do the same thing. Highlight, check your font. Again, we have problems. Go to Arial, size 12, right? Check your margin. Again, we have problems. It's just very important to check those things, okay? Again, to get out, you can click the red X or click in the body. Now, page 2 is your abstract. So in the very center, on the very first line, I want you to type the word abstract. Hit enter, put the font over to the left, and then hit enter a couple of times. You are not ready to type your abstract. Your abstract is a summary of your paper. You can't summarize something that doesn't exist. So basically what happens is this. You type your whole essay. You get it perfect. You get it ready. You get the references page ready. Then, when it's all done, that's when you go back and you come back into page 2 and you write a short 1-paragraph summary of your paper, okay? You can't do this page until the rest of the essay is done. But we need to leave the page ready, We need to leave it there ready for us as a reminder to come back and do it. So we're just going to leave it here like this, and then when we're ready, we'll come back in and we'll add it. So once again, insert, page break. Now you should see the running head here on page 3 matches the running head here on page 2. If they do not match, you're having technical problems, okay? They should match, and they should be different than page 1. All right, so let's go to page 3. Page 3 is where your essay actually starts. So I want you to center it, and even though you have your title in the running head, you have to repeat it. Whoops. You have to repeat it here on the first line, centered, looking exactly the same way that it does here. Sometimes I see students like the essay is written in 3 or 4 different ways. They have to match, okay? This is not willy-nilly, one word difference here, one word. They must match. So make sure it's exactly the same. Hit enter. Now remember, if you don't have a subtitle, it's fine. I'm just putting it there just in case, okay? Hit enter, bring it over to the left, hit enter a couple of times. This is where your essay is going to go, okay? Now remember, every paragraph needs to be indented. This is where your introduction paragraph is going to go. Now something you might want to consider for really long papers in APA is to use headers. Headers would be like same thing you would see in your textbooks. It's a little phrase to tell the reader what's going to happen in the next section. So if the first paragraph of your essay is the introduction, then you can give it a header of introduction. Now, if you have a short 800 or 1,000 word essay, headers really are not required. The essay is not long enough to justify headers. But when we start getting into 3,000 and 4,000 and maybe 5,000 word essays, it gets a little difficult for the reader to keep following you, okay? It might get difficult for you to write it all and not get confused. So having headers is a good way to keep everybody focused and on track. Just something to think about. All right, but we're not ready yet for this. Our essay is going to start on page 3, but it could go on to page 4, page 5, page 6. So we need to do another insert page break. Insert page break. Now the last page of your essay is going to be your references. So you have to center it, type in the word references. Now if you only have one reference, then the word that you type here is literally reference. But if you have more than one source in the essay, you have to type references, okay? Hit enter, bring it to the left. Now, and hit enter a couple times. Come back right under references. Yeah, and we need to change our paragraphing a little bit. In home, go to the paragraph box and you click the arrow. You see where it says indentation and you see the word special. Right now it says none. I want you to change it to hanging. And this will help, if you see the example that it gives you here, this will help you with your sources to make sure that lines 2, 3, 4, and 5 are indented while line 1 is not, which is exactly what a reference page should look like. Okay? All right. So when we type our references now, the second line should be indented, which is really great. Okay, this is pretty much it. Let's pretend, I'm going to go back up to page 3, and let's pretend that we are writing our essay. So I'm writing, pretend, oh, I have so much to say, enter, I keep going, and look, my essay, oh no, my essay has bled into page 4. What happened to my references page? Let's go see. Ah, there it is, it's safe. It's because we hit the insert page break. No matter how long our essay gets, page 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 99, whatever, if you hit insert page break, your reference page will automatically just be pushed on. And the integrity of that page will never be damaged. And that way you won't have references pages that start like in the middle of the page or right at the end of the conclusion paragraph. You know how the spacing gets really weird? Yeah, we don't want that, okay? So I'm going to delete this real quick, but I just wanted to show you what that looks like. Yeah, there it is. It's safe. All right, now we need to save this. File, save as. Save it, you know, wherever you want, on your computer, on your pen drive, whatever makes you happy. But I would call this APA template. APA template means that anytime you have an APA paper you need to do, you can come in, open this template, and then rename it. For example, rhetorical analysis or research paper or whatever you want to call it. And you won't ever have to worry about margins or formatting or font or anything like that ever again. Because when you're opening up a template, it's all done for you. All you have to do is just fill in the empty parts. Okay? So call it APA template. You can call it whatever you want, but that's just a strong advisory from me. Save it, and then you are done. So I hope this APA how-to for Microsoft Word helps you know how to set up your Microsoft Word document correctly so that you don't lose points on formatting, and you're getting ready to write your paper. So I hope this helped. Thank you so much for your attention. And I would love some feedback from you guys telling me whether or not this was useful. Thank you.